So today I spent the day with my kids, and if you're a parent, kids make our lives great, right? And even though I was with my kids all day, I've been sitting here and I've been thinking about wanting more in life. And I've been thinking about how so many people just accept life the way it is. And I got onto a video today by Grant Cardone, and one statement that he made really hit me. And he said, if you want to be successful, you've got to get attention. And if you have to scream to get it, scream to get it. And that's something I've been struggling with today. I've been struggling with breaking that fear barrier, that invisible barrier that I know is holding me back. Some people have said, God, I've been at this for 14 years. You've been at it that long. How come you're not doing something? There is no excuse. I can blame my childhood. I can blame failed marriages. I can blame getting laid off from a job, or I could blame losing family. I could blame losing a child. I could blame all of that, but it's just excuses in the end. I don't have anything that nobody else hasn't gone through, right? There's people out there that have gone through worse than me. Why can't I do it? Right here. That's why. So what I did today was I really started thinking about how someone like me could want it so badly, but yet also be just almost as much afraid of the unknown, that you don't go nowhere. You don't do anything. And it reminds me of a story that I want to share that I heard. This little girl's walking down the sidewalk one day, and she hears this dog moaning. All right? She hears this dog moaning, and as she comes around the corner, she starts narrowing it down to which house that this dog's at. So finally she finds this house. It has a real nice front porch on it. Has an older gentleman sitting in a rocking chair, and it has a collie laying right down beside him. And the man's rocking. He's reading his newspaper. And the little girl stands there and she says, "Mister, is that your dog growling?" And he goes, "Well, he's not really growling. He's just belly aching." And she said, "Why?" She said, "Because that dog wants to be as close to me as she can get." And she said, "Well, mister, why does that make the dog moan, though?" And the gentleman looks at the little girl and he says, "Because the dog's laying on a nail that's sticking up through the floorboard, and it's making the dog uncomfortable." The little girl sat there and thought about it for a minute, and she said, "Mister, why doesn't your dog get off the nail if it's uncomfortable?" And the man looked at the little girl and he said, "Young lady, that dog stays there because that dog doesn't hurt enough to get off of it." And I've thought about that in my own life, and maybe yours as well, that when you reach that point where things hurt, but they don't hurt enough to make you change. And there's a saying out there that says, when the fear of changing becomes less than the fear of staying the same, you're going to change. You're going to change when the fear of changing becomes more exciting than fearful. You're going to change. And that's what I'm not going to lie, that's for 14 years, that's what I've struggled with. I get on a good roll, and I start doing good. I start going to schools, putting on presentations. But the problem that I give myself, I'm not charging anything. I let fear say, "Levi Fox, you can't charge these schools. You're not smart enough. You're not big enough. You're not successful enough. When you get bigger, then you can charge these schools." And I'm putting on a quality presentation right now that I should be making at least $300 for an hour and a half. I want to be a speaker. And yet when I try to make a video and I try to do it in public, it shows. I'm nervous. I'm tense. I'm too busy worrying about what all the people in the background might think instead of worrying about the people that I'm talking to through the video that I want to help. If you go out and watch guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, go out and watch Grant Cardone. These guys do a lot of on-the-spot, on-the-scene videos, and they don't care. Somebody could be behind them laughing their head off. They don't care because they're talking to the people on the other side of that camera that want to hear it and are going to do something about it. So what did I do this afternoon? I wrote a bunch of groups that I'm a part of. And in those groups, I said, hey, I don't want to make excuses. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. Can we start a relationship? Can we start a connection? Because I want to pull out of this. I'm sick of working for a job for someone else. I'm tired of going to a job where I have to, well, you can take a lunch at 5:30, 6 o'clock. You know, you've got to be back by 7. You got to be here for this. And then suddenly, oh, we forgot to tell you this is going on tonight. We need you to clean up for this. And even though the job is comfortable, it's easy, I work for some good people, I can't get comfortable with that. And I'm not going to get comfortable with that. See, I've got an older son that's a freshman in high school. And from the changing that I've been doing in the last 2 years, I've gone from 240 pounds, negative, didn't have much outlook on life, now to 205, positive, wanting to do something with myself. My son and I go exercise, we run, and I'm having an effect on my own child. And that is awesome. My son, my children, and just like yours maybe, they're looking at us as the guidelines to a successful life. So how can I sit here and say that because of a fear of an unknown, I'm letting it run my life? No excuses. But I'm going to tell you right now, I want to meet people who will help coach me to the next level. I've got some friends right now that this is what they do for a living. They get paid to travel around the country and speak. I want to be able to do that. I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to be able to get paid to go and have book signings for my children's books. But I'm looking for anybody that legitimately, and I don't mean anybody who wants to waste my time, somebody that's looking out for themselves. If that's the thing, I wish you the best. I'm looking for people who want to increase their growth by helping someone like me grow as well. So if you're out there, connect with me. If you're in the book business, children's book business, connect with me. If you can give me advice on how to get started as a speaker, people that I have spoken to so far have told me, Levi, you were homeless. Levi, you lost a child. Levi, look at what you've been through. You have a story that can motivate others. Get out there and motivate them. I want that. When I did my very first speaking engagement, it was for a junior high class. It was for my oldest son's class about 1.5 years ago in 8th grade. When I got done with that, I wasn't paid, but I got more hugs, more handshakes, and more thank yous that were priceless. 2 weeks later, I got a card in the mail with every single student's signature on it, thanking me for being there. That's cool stuff. Have some kids come up and say, thank you so much for coming today. I loved your message. That's what I want to give to people. You know, it's not an easy road, but when you enjoy doing it, how can you not have fun? And I want to break that fear barrier. I want to get past that invisible wall that's holding me back and just jump, like Steve Harvey said, just jump. Because what I'm doing now, I'm finding success, but like Eric Thomas said, you're not going to get where you want to go with the mindset that got you here. So if you're out there and you want to connect, I'd love to. I want to start down a path to being a successful children's writer. I've got good books. I've got good reviews, good Kirkus reviews. I've got things lined up. I want the next step. I'm going to get the next step. If you're out there and you're in the speaking world, I want to bring my story to others and have them say, you know what? This guy's done this and he's working it. I can do it. I want somebody to come up and say, man, I'm glad you were here for this. I needed this. And I'm going to look them in the eye and say, go for it. Get it. Because I believe wholeheartedly, you rise, you fight, you fall, you get back up. And that's just today's tidbit. You know, there's days that I'm on a roller coaster and I'm like a freight train. And then I have days where I've been down. But what I've wanted, what I've demanded of myself in the end, when I look in the mirror and I say, you can do so much more, Levi. So much more. I want the next level. I'm going to get the next level. And I mean, if I have to go into the next level, throwing up, dry heaving, shaking like a leaf on a tree, I'm going to do it because I'm going to get the right people around me who are going to say, go get them. People that's going to pat me on the back and say, you know what? You got it. People who's going to stand beside me and say, you know what? There's no reason you can't freaking do this. Good people. Whoever's in your circle, that's how you're going to be. And I want good people in my circle. So that's today's WTS. So I'm going to get off here and go take a shower. Just live life. And if you need to connect with me, connect with me. I'd love to talk to you. So, you guys take care. Later.